You are about to see exactly how the pros are running ads on Facebook after iOS 14 updates. Literally everything you need to know and do is inside of this video to take you from scratch to running profitable ads on Facebook and Instagram. Now, before we dive into my computer, I wanted to let you know that for every 100 comments on this video, I'm going to be giving one person access to my brand new $0 to $1 million with Facebook ads program. Inside of that program, it teaches you exactly how to launch and scale profitable ads for your business alongside one-on-one support and a community. So to potentially get access completely for free, all you need to do is like this video, and after you watch it entirely, comment below and let me know why you want to run profitable ads. Now, getting started, this right here is exactly why you should advertise on Facebook, also known as Meta. And that's because there are over 3.59 billion monthly active users on Meta products, with 79% of those users accessing a platform every single day. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, probably even multiple times a day. And the reason I'm telling you this and why it's important to me is because this pretty much says that on this platform, there are plenty of users, plenty of fish in the sea to be able to make me sales consistently. And that's exactly why I love this platform, have been using it for multiple years, and will continue to use it for any business I market. And zooming out to a macro perspective, I just wanted to run through a quick overview of what advertising on Meta actually looks like. So we're gonna get into the details and creation here shortly, but what we have starting out is a Meta Business Suite. So this is what Meta, aka Facebook, pretty much treats as your home, where all your businesses are organized and all the assets. But I want you to kind of ignore that right now, because what's more important and the big piece is your business account. So think of your business account kind of like a wallet, because inside of this business account is going to hold all of your assets for the business. So let's say this business account, I name it Tanner's Business. So inside of that business, I'm going to be able to add in my Facebook page, my Instagram page. We're going to create a meta pixel, which tracks data. And then the ad account is where you actually run ads on the platform. So the ad account is a big piece here where we're actually running ads. And there are 3 layers when running ads on Facebook. Layer number 1 is a campaign. So the campaign is where we actually choose the objective for our campaign. Is that for traffic, engagement, conversions, etc.? There are multiple objectives, which I'm going to show you here in this video. And then the second layer under your campaign is your ad sets. And you can have multiple ad sets inside of a campaign. And what an ad set does is allow you to choose the exact demographics that you want to put your ads in front of. The ages, gender, locations, and even custom audiences. And the third layer is under your ad sets, which is literally just called ads. And it's pretty self-explanatory. That's exactly what is going to be shown to the people on your ads, the picture, video, whatever it may be. And you can have multiple ads under a single ad set. So you can kind of see how it breaks up into your campaign, your ad set, you can have multiple, and then your ads, there can be even more. So for the people that are more visual learners, this is the quick overview of what it's going to look like moving forward. So getting all set up to be able to run Facebook ads here shortly, the first thing you're going to need to do is create a Facebook business account. But first off, you need a Facebook profile. So if you have one that you've had for a while, perfect. It's not going to attach or post anything to your feed, but more so just allows for you to manage the business side. And I don't recommend you make a brand new Facebook profile just to make a business account unless you've literally never had a Facebook profile. So once you have a Facebook profile, you're going to want to go to business.facebook.com. And this is exactly what it's going to look like. And what you're going to click up here is create account. And they're going to ask for some basic details like what do you want to set as the name of your business account. And it doesn't need to be a legal company name. And then your name and your email, and you're going to be good to go. So after you make your business account and are at the homepage of the Meta Business Suite, what I want you to do is go down here to the left and click Settings. And then right here, go to Business Assets. And what I want you to do right here on the Business Assets page is first off, start by creating a page. So this is going to be the page that we actually run ads under. You want it to be the name of your business or your store. So to do that, all you want to do is go over here to Add Assets, click, and you're going to click Facebook page, and then create a new Facebook page unless you already have one existing, where you can just merge that into here perfectly. The next thing I want you to create is your ad account, where we're actually going to be running ads. So right here, go to advertising and then ad account, and then create a new ad account. And after you submit the basic details for your ad account, they're gonna ask you to add a payment method, so definitely go ahead and do that. And the next important piece here is creating your Facebook pixel. So you're gonna go again down here to advertising and create a pixel, and then on the right here, click Meta Pixel and connect. They make it super easy with the popular commerce platforms. So if you have any troubles, you can just click learn more and they'll show you exactly how to do it, or you can message me on Instagram with your specific question and I'll get back to you. And just a quick tip on the topic of pixels, I recommend you install the Google Chrome extension Facebook Pixel Helper. Pretty much what this is going to allow for you to do is just double check, make sure that your pixel is installed correctly, and I can see right here the pixel ID and what event is firing, and if there's any issues that I may need to troubleshoot. So now once you've made those 3 assets, I want you to go down here to more business settings. So the first thing I want you to do is go down to data sources and then pixels, and then I want you to click here to add assets. And what we're gonna do is pretty much just connect our ad account to our pixel. And then once you've done that, come back here to your ad account and I want you to go to add people. Make sure you add yourself as an admin and assign it. And now what that's gonna do is allow for us to open the ad account in the ads manager because it's our ad account. So now that we're inside of our brand new ad account, just some basic functions are gonna be over here with your date selector, breakdowns, reports, and columns. Columns are very important and something that I'm gonna show you exactly how I like to set up after we make our first campaign. So now let's click the create button and go ahead and get started. This mirror strategy that I'm gonna walk you through right now is exactly what I love to do for e-commerce businesses and products. So here on the campaign level is where we actually choose our objective. And for me, I'm always optimizing for conversions right off the bat because let's say this is a brand new e-commerce store with no data. We want to make sure that we're minimizing our risk as much as possible and bringing the right type of traffic in front of our ads. So I'm gonna optimize for conversions and we're gonna go ahead and just click continue. And this is when Facebook is automatically creating now an ad set. So this is the campaign and now this is the ad set. And there are 2 types of budgets and ways you can spend money when running ads on Facebook. So that can be either right here in the ad set where we can set any budget we want, or we can go to the campaign level and turn on campaign budget optimization. But to keep it simple and for this strategy, I'm always using ad set level budgets. So right here is where you're gonna be able to see your pixel that you just created. And there's always been a debate when running Facebook ads for an e-commerce store with no data. Should I optimize for add to carts, view content, or just go directly for the purchases? And for me, I've always gone for purchases. After split testing many different methods, I found that the most quality traffic and consistent results come from me optimizing for purchases right off the bat. Sometimes my cost per purchase is a little higher than where I would like it to be, but that's okay just starting out because you can easily manipulate the cost to get lower as Facebook starts to learn more about your data and you learn more about running ads. So right here is where your pixel is going to be and you're gonna be able to choose the conversion event. And for an e-commerce store that I'm doing this for, I'm gonna choose purchase. And scrolling down here is where you're gonna set your budget. And this is an important piece. And what I recommend is for your daily budget on an ad set to be 1/3 of your product's profit margin. So if I have a $60 profit margin on my product, I'm gonna set a $20 per day budget so that I'm gonna be able to spend money over 3 days, let my ads optimize, let Facebook learn, and see results from there. Instead of setting, let's say, a $60 a day budget, where in one day, if I don't make a single sale, then I'm gonna reach my break-even point and be unprofitable if I spend any more. Now, I'm sure your margin isn't just a super clean number like $60 that can be divided like that. And in that case, let's say I have like a $55 margin, I'm not gonna divide that by 3 and put a weird budget here. What I would do is probably something like a $15 a day budget. Typically my increments are in 5s or 10s. Now the schedule and start date is something to keep in mind. Once we complete this strategy and publish our ads, they're gonna go into a review process. And that review process can take an hour, could take more, it could take less. But in a scenario like this where it's 10:09 p.m., just for the benefit of the doubt, I would go ahead and just schedule this for midnight. So that way, in case my ads get approved at, let's say, 11 p.m., they don't spend my entire budget in that 1 hour. I would rather spend my budget throughout a larger time frame and give it, a fair optimization. So scrolling down into here is our audience selection of who we're actually going to target. And I'm going to tell you right now with 100% certainty, running Facebook ads right now, your best results are going to come from broad targeting, especially as a brand new Facebook advertiser with no data that Facebook knows of. So in locations, this is exactly where you're going to be choosing where you want your ads to be shown. So if you can ship to multiple countries, then go ahead, put them all in here, make it broad. But I'm going to say for this example that I'm only running ads to the United States because that's only where I can ship my product. And then inside of the age and the gender, you may have a female product that you know is for 18 to 24-year-olds, but I highly recommend you starting out not make any adjustments to these demographics, because Facebook is smart and the AI will automatically spend as it starts to collect some data, spend towards the exact type of people that you are looking for demographic wise. And now you can see here for detailed targeting is where we can actually input certain interests that may kind of relate to our product or service. And you can see they've made it a little more difficult now. It used to just be type it in. Now you have to open a pop-up. So here is where you can get nitty-gritty and add things like, let's say, football. So we can see it's a pretty broad audience, and there are some other ones that aren't as big, like this one, 15 to 17 million. And interests are okay. I used to really kind of get in my head about and really focus on picking the best interests ever. But the reality of it is that my best results from Facebook ads and cold targeting have been from no interests. I add nothing into here and leave it completely broad with this box checked, completely letting Facebook make the decisions for me and trusting the process. So that's what I'm going to do here for this ad set, is no interest whatsoever. And again, another function I don't edit off the bat is language or placements. I leave everything default for the most part because my main focus on this strategy is more so the ad creatives and getting my ads in front of the right people's faces and collecting data so that I can make sales and have Facebook learn who my customers are. So once we're in this stage, we're going to go ahead and click next. So arguably, this is the most important part of this strategy, which is the ads themselves, what people are going to see. And for this strategy, we're going to be using both image and video ads. And for your image ads, I always recommend you just use shots that are product focused, clean, without distracting text on it. But videos are a completely different story. And I always recommend to people in the beginning stages of their e-commerce business to leave it up to the professionals over at Viral Ecom Adz. They make for you proven to convert creatives ranging from video ads for your product to even custom animations and UGC. And honestly, the reason why you should use them and why I have for many years, even since they launched this brand and refer it to other people, is because of two main things. One, it's affordable, and two, they're reliable. So I don't know about you, but I would much rather pay to have something done right than for me to spend my own time trying to learn something and just not have the outcome that I want. So I've teamed up with Viral Ecom Adz for this video here, and we're gonna hook you guys up right now with the 20% off code when you go get your creatives made. So just use the discount code TANNER20, or you can just visit the link in my description to keep it simple. So what I want you to do right now in this first ad set, and the first ad is a video. And this is going to be a product focused video, and there are several different pieces right here that you can see. The primary text is going to be what's most important. And maybe you've heard of the term ad copy or copy, and it's pretty much just the writing that's shown alongside your video or image. In this case, we're starting off with a video. And I really just want to give you a quick lesson just to keep in your head, and that is not to offer a discount on your cold ads, which is what this strategy is. We're reaching people that have never ever seen our product or our brand before. It's a cold audience. The reason why we don't want to offer them a discount is because it's going to instantly devalue our product and our brand. You may make a quick sale from someone who's just eager to save some money, but to build something long-term and consistent, you can't just be offering essentially free money and incentives to people that have never even heard of you. Think about Louis Vuitton. They would never target you with an ad that says, hey, get 50% off and free shipping on your order if you buy right now, and you've never even heard of them. Like, you wouldn't think of Louis Vuitton as how you may think of it right now. So instead, when you're writing your primary text and your ad copy, what I want you to focus on is what your exact customer demographic would want to know about your product and what would interest them. So typically I'm using a couple of lines and then a call to action to my website, because the purpose of our ads is not to give them every single little nitty-gritty detail, but instead to persuade them and get them interested enough into our product to go ahead to our website. But at the same time, you don't want to clickbait them because they're just not going to buy your product. So once you have your video in place, your primary text, and you add your product page URL to this section right here, I want you to scroll up and we're just going to quickly name what we have so far for organizational purposes, because when you have a lot of campaigns, a lot of ads, it can get messy quick. So what we're going to do is name this video ad-1, and we're going to go to the campaign and we're going to call this conversions cold USA. And then inside of here, what we're going to have is no interests. And then we're going to add a dash and we're going to say add 1. So once we've named that, we're going to duplicate it for the mirror strategy. We're just going to do one copy right here as an example, but I recommend you do 3 to 4 when you launch this strategy. So what we're going to do is change this to add 2. And then we're going to go here, and I want you to use an image this time. And once you're up here, you can name this image ad, but then do a -2, again for organizational purposes. And the reason why I call this the mirror strategy and why I do this for testing and why it's my favorite and I've seen the best results is because what we're doing is taking a completely non-biased approach to seeing which of our ad creatives is going to perform the best. Is it a video? Is it an image? Is there a certain type of ad copy that we see working the best, without having to worry about any inconsistencies between our targeting of the audience or the budget? Because if we have one ad set here at $20 a day and we add in 2 ad creatives under it, then it's going to spend unevenly. It's not going to spend $10 on one and $10 on the other. It's going to spend how it wants to spend. So just starting off, for no bias testing, I like to do it this way, as well as no interest targeting, because there's nothing that's going to fluctuate the results other than my creatives themselves. So now once you have everything in draft and you're good to go, just go ahead up here, click review and publish your campaign. So now, as promised, I want to quickly touch on columns and how you should set them up, because it's very important in the data you're looking at and knowing the right decisions to make, which we're going to get into after this. So in your columns here, you're going to click this button and then you're going to go to customize columns. And then in here, I'm just going to go ahead and exit all these out. So once those are emptied up, we're going to go ahead and click here, budget. We're going to do amount spent. We're going to do purchase conversion value. Oops. Unclick this box. And then we're going to add in frequency. And we're going to add CPM, just our cost to reach 1,000 people. Our click-through rate, do a link click-through rate. Our cost per link click, and then we're going to track our add to carts. Again, uncheck this box. Checkouts. By the way, the reason I'm unchecking these boxes is because if I leave them clicked, it's going to make 2 separate columns. Instead, when I uncheck it, it makes it one single column, so I'm not taking up as much space in my mind and my screen. And then purchases, and then cost per result, and then our ROAS, which is our return on ad spend. So we're going to go here, we'll click apply, and then make sure you save it so you don't lose it. We're going to name this the TAN plan. Click OK, and set as default. So now this is what's always going to pop up as far as your columns go whenever you're looking at your ads and your data. And there's going to be tons of data here for you to look at. And these are what's most important to me and for you when running e-commerce ads. So now, making decisions moving forward after you've launched your first ads, these are 5 rules I want you to stick to. And number 1 is focus more on your content than your targeting. So instead of stressing about what detailed targeting interests you're going to put in an ad set, or what age or what gender, I want you to more so focus on your content. So the actual creatives that you're putting in front of these people's faces, because it can be the perfect person you get your ad in front of, but If it's not the right type of ad, then they're not going to be interested or convert. So focus more so on your creatives than anything else. Number 2, let your ads run for 48 hours before you make any changes. And the reason I do that is because Facebook right now, there are delays in data tracking. So it's never going to be 100% accurate, unfortunately, but there are delays, and sometimes you may turn something off when it probably shouldn't have been turned off because it had a positive return. Number 3, never edit an active ad set. Just duplicate it. If you have an ad set that's active, spending money, making sales, and you want to adjust something other than the budget, if you do that, it's going to put it in review, and it's going to have to restart its learning. So instead, just duplicate it. Super simple. Number 4, turn off any ad sets that spend more than your break-even point. So that's essentially just your profit margin. For example, if I have a profit margin of $60 on an ad that I'm running, and the ad set spends more than $60 without a sale, I'm going to turn it off because that passes where I could have broken even under that range. Now I'm just losing money even if I make a sale. So start out with that rule. It's going to help you a lot. Number 5 is don't get caught up stressing over your CPM, click-through rate, or anything of the likings, because CPMs and click-through rates are important. Typically, in the United States, I'm looking for a CPM like between $20 and $40 and a click-through rate on my creatives for over 2%. But the reality is that just because your CPM may be higher or your click-through rate may be lower, doesn't mean that your ads can't be profitable. There are many ads that I'm running right now that are profitable and making me consistent sales that have a high CPM, that have a low click-through rate. And that's just the nature of Facebook. But Facebook is putting the right people in front of my ads, and overall for the cost and money that I'm spending versus the amount of sales I'm making, it works out and I'm profitable. So more so focus on the important factors such as add to carts, initiate checkouts, purchases, cost per result, and your return on ad spend. All things we have in our columns that we just set up. So since you've made it this far, I want to give you a quick bonus that's going to help you accelerate your Facebook ad results. And what that is I've just opened up right now a course where I dive into a live ad account and show you the exact strategies, numbers, and results that I use to take a brand new e-commerce store to $1 million in just under 6 months. So it's completely free right now. All I ask while it's free right now is for you to actually utilize the strategies and let me know how it goes for you. So the link will be in the description to join there right now, completely free. As always, if you have any other questions outside of this video, you can message me on Instagram at TannerPlanis and I'll get back to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.